How's it going, everyone? Well, in this video we're going to discuss the Steyr date codes and the serial numbers of what they represent and how to date your pistols. The first set of date codes we're going to go over are a continuation and just a rehash and up to speed for those that aren't aware. This will be all of your Gen 1 to Gen 4 guns. So these are all of your M9, M40, all the way up to the A1 platform. So, in this particular series, you see your Gen 1 to Gen 4 guns, you originally had your serial numbers. So, hopefully we can get this here to match up and I can be able to show you the serial numbers. Your original ones, to tell if you had a matching unit, you can match your slide to your barrel to your frame. Underneath on all of the original 1 through 4 generation guns, all have 3 serial numbers to determine if this is a matching firearm. There's no issues, maybe someone changed a barrel out to a threaded, that would have a different serial number. So if your slide and your frame match and the barrel doesn't, if it's a threaded barrel, it will have a different serial number. And that actually came from the factory in that manner. Also, if you get one, and it was very odd, if it has a threaded barrel that has matched serial numbers, but it has a unthreaded barrel that is a unmatched, that was one of the versions that factory came with a threaded barrel. When it was serialized, it was matched that way. So that kind of gives you determination. You can figure out if it happens to have one or either of the barrels, it'll help you in the matching for numbers. But getting into the date code, on these first A1s and M model guns, you'll have your serial number. You're going to have the Austrian Imperial Eagle stamp, which is here. There's a small stamp that says CIP over N on the front. That's just a maker's mark. And then on this one, it says EWY. Hopefully I'm getting this here on camera so you guys can see it. This 3-digit alphanumerical number here on the front is only on the slide. It is not on the barrel and it is not on the frame. So the original guns, I've got pictures. You guys can go over to my Facebook account or Instagram and pull it up. In the end of this video, I'll put a picture of the breakdown of the date codes. But this particular date, the very first letter indicates the month. It just goes down a line starting with E. This one here stands for January. The next 2 numbers are the last of the year. W was for 1 and Y was for 17. I'm checking and verifying my book to make sure that I haven't reversed my numbers, to make sure I can tell you guys correctly, which you'll see in the picture. So W is 1 and Y is 17. So the build date of this gun, just for the month, was January of 2017. So that's how you determine your build date. Now, moving into the A2s, the MF pistols. At the current moment of late 2019, the L9 A2 MFs are only offered at this time in 9mm, so they're all going to be an L A2. The M models are coming out, but this is not going to matter. For your date code, what gets in and needs a little bit more explanation is Steyr has decided to change out how this is done. So your date code is extremely simple to figure out. There's no more charts to transcribe what the alphabet equates to for month and date. On the new guns, on your MFs, right underneath the extractor, it actually will still have the eagle, and then it has the clip over N for the makers, for an additional maker mark. And this is very similar to your 1800s, 1700s proof marks that the barrels were tested, the guns were tested for pressure, is basically what this represents. And then the new date codes are actually just etched in. This particular gun being built in the 6th month of 2019. So all your guns are going to be extremely simple now to figure out what the date code is. What needs a little explanation is the new serial numbers. Because of the US, you cannot start serial numbers at 0. They have to have some type of designation. There has to be 7 digits that get into it. I don't know the reason why. I'm not that much of an expert onto it. But for this platform, the United States starts on the L9 series. The US serial numbers all start at 318-2. I'm on the 2 is basically stating starts the series, starts for the second run, but the second run was the actual production run. There was 5 original pistols that actually have a 6 or a 17 instead of the 8, and they had the 1. So the United States guns are all going to start serial numbers at 318-2. This particular gun was actually sent to me, and I worked when I was at SHOT Show and spoke with the owners of Steyr, and from Austria, the actual owner, and then the US CEO. This gun was set up and sent out to me. This is actually gun 7. It actually is 007, which I find wonderful. I got one of the very first 10 that went out to anyone when these guns became available. So that was awesome, plus just the number for James Bond. I actually have gun 007. So I wanted to explain how the new serial numbers are going to work and move forward. As of series of guns, this is mid-November. As of making this video, I have tracked the first 987 of these pistols, and the numbers have gone up. As soon as I can find, when we break 1,000 that have actually been sold that come available, or if you guys actually happen to get one, this number should change. It should be 318-3, which would be technically the first 1,000 had been sold. So, and then you would start going in your numbers again. And that's how you're going to be determined how many of these guns started off. So this particular gun, the series that when they became available for the MF in the L model, will start at 318-2001. That will be the original start. So there are 6 guns ahead of this one. And your serial number, you can kind of figure out how down the line and how many they possibly sold for the month if you can find date codes if you'd like to track them that much further. But that is the date coding. It's taken me a little while to get through that, to get all the information. I know some people have been asking me, and I told you I'd make a video discussing on how that's all going to work. As soon as the M models come out, and I can get a hold of one and verify how their serial number is going to run, if there's going to start off in the 318, maybe they're going to be series 4 or 5, or maybe they're going to be 3 something else. I need to check those. I don't know if they're going to continue this serial line and just integrate the M models into it. I am waiting on that. So this explanation of date code and serial number at this moment, until I make my next video discussing this topic, is only good for the L9. That's all I'm going to put my information forward, or for you guys to date code to hold me to it. This will strictly be for the LMF, the L9A2 MF. So when you go through it, as soon as the M and the C models come out, I will get the information, verify some serial numbers, and check them. But the date codes will remain the same. That's how they're going to do it. But if you like to know how the serial numbers work, we'll find that out hopefully in January when the M models are on the market and people can actually get their hands on them. So there you guys go. This one just got reassembled, and we're going to get some range time on it, so there'll be some more time coming. As you can tell, this is a modified, and this is the race MF that I built with Ranger Point Precision. I did all the slide cuts and everything, and this was the gun that I worked on. This is actually the Generation 2 from SHOT Show. So the first one being the A1 variant that I did in 357. This one is still in 9mm. The last little final work we're going to do to it is possibly some color and maybe Magnum port the barrel. So hope that information works. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at TnSteyr@gmail.com. Have a good one.